Good Monday morning, everybody. Oh, my. Some of you probably just shot up from your couch. Good morning. It's been a minute. I missed you guys. I'm going to need to work doubly extra hard because YouTube hates me. Hey, Keely Chow's in the house. Loki Raid. Thank you, Loki. Half an hour ago. Dr. Jill Powers is out there. Back in the saddle again. Georgia Peach. Good morning. Good morning. Speaking of Georgia, all place in the South, I'm just going to tell you, I feel right at home. Jill Powers, how you doing? And of course, Snorta Popus Cuber, our favorite Pola bar. The amazing Ruby Hoove is back at it already, gifting a Culture Casino membership. The generosity is real. Barry, what's up, Barry the Music Man? There's the man himself, Stone Cold Loki. Look, Loki in 0 hour, good stuff this morning. Crazy white boy. Not sure I could put that up there on the screen. And yet, there it is. Who else is out there? Ms. Pick Coffee. How you doing? $2. $2 make you holla from Chuck Senkner. Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. Saw you the other day. Nice to see everybody in the house. Chucking in $2. Much appreciated. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Taking a week off to go and do fun things and try to live stream and fail miserably twice in the same day. I'm just gonna say, it is what it is. First of all, I just want to say this. I agree with Flying Blind and a Rocket Cycle. Thank you for the $2 super chat to say good day, all. I wish you all a good day too. I know they were trying to say good day, but I think it's fun and it's all right. Lord Thoth, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Hope the Great White North is better for you being there, friend. One of the longest mods on the channel. Well, I mean, he's probably pretty tall, but that's not what I meant. Anyway, we got Commander Ed Straker out there. Good to see you as well, Commander. Hello, Commander. Penny. Penny. There she is. Wow. I'm choking up, guys. It's been so long. I missed you all. Megan Dosher in the house. Good to see you. Hey, all. Just lurking today. Got to keep writing. There you go. This seems to be the alternate family account. We got Corporeal Being in the house. Over there on the green machine. And we got another $2 from Chuck. Chucking in $2 more. Chuck Senker is hanging. Senkner. Why can I get that other N in there? I need the boss to come in here and smack me. Randall Orsa says, you were gone? Yeah. Actually, I was just hanging out with friends. Driving around. Checking out places. Doing stuff. Good morning, Ruby Hoove. Hope you guys are doing well. First Saturday of the month, we've got our High Roller stream coming up this Saturday. We're going to talk about movies. Masters of the Universe will be out, so we'll have lots to talk about. O.C. Dobbins live from the belly of the beast. From that very stage door. World famous stage door, actually. Who else is out there in the world? We got more folks. Once again, thank you to Ruby Hoove, starting us off with the gifty. Brendan Day, what's up? Brandon Day's out there. Good to see you. Libby Breest, how you doing, dear? And Dean Krantz, one of our veterans here. We got William King, what's up? William, good to see you, buddy. And Dominic Lopez out there in the world. Good morning, Culture. Good morning to you. If you guys actually got a chance to meet me this last week, it was awesome to meet you and everybody else. I had a good time. There's Mr. Price, J. Price in the house. Hey, lol. Texas 84, 8 months of membership. Time fries when you're having chicken. Once again, thanks to Chuck Senkner for the $2. Make you holler, Chuck in a buck. The Cotton Man is out there. Good morning, Casino. Good morning to you. Good morning. Frank's here. Watch out. It's going to be fun. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to stumble over words. It's going to be wild. 25 months of membership. Have a marvelous Monday, y'all. Says Ruby Hoove. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. All right, we're live on 3 platforms. You guys ready? It's been a minute, but 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you're and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. In fact, we've got 17 stories plus bonus time, so don't go anywhere. We've got back rooms, which I accidentally called back doors on a live stream. That probably wasn't the best. But anyway, it mushroomed over 81 million in the US, 118 million worldwide. This is another YouTuber-driven project. Of course, it's a horror project. Those are cheap. You don't have to invest a lot of money. Under $700,000 for this one, I believe. And this is the best ever performance for Focus Features. A24, best opening ever for them. This is insane, guys. And it kicked the teeth in for the Mandalorian and Grogu. Hey, Kanye West and Travis Scott both got canceled in Italy. I wonder why, despite the fact that, drew over 118,000 people in Istanbul. Jason Blum and James Wan are talking about Obsession in Backrooms. They're talking about saving the industry. The Blumhouse Atomic Monster duo is the Disney of horror and the future probably of the box office for a little while. This is something that happened back in the 80s when we needed a cultural reboot. I think we're back at that point in time. And look, 26-year-old Curry Barker is one of the reasons why things are going well. Relative unknowns are knowing things now, and that's a good thing. Speaking of not knowing things, we know that euphoria is over. Thank you. I said a prayer, actually. I said thank you to the Lord. We don't have to look at, Planka Woodface anymore, right there, dead center. You know, and she was supposed to die with a piece of lumber to the head. Instead, she died in a drug overdose. Oh, spoilers, everybody. Not you. We're going to watch this anyway. Sydney Sweeney was, less naked in the last episode. Anyway, we got, the official end, according to HBO, saying this is over. Yeah, everybody that of consequence died, including Planka Wood's character, Rue. Anyway, Minecraft movie. That sequel got an upgrade in title. It's now Minecraft Squared. Yeah, we're getting more effeminate cowboy and Jack Black fat on screen. I know you all look forward to that. Moving on, we got John Oliver deriding Freedom 250. Of course he is. He's a piece of garbage. He's also a foreigner. In fact, I don't think we should allow foreigners in this country who speak maliciously about it. In fact, I think that would really free us up from a lot of commentators and major media companies. I know this much. We found out that a lot of fake degrees were handed out, over the course of the last several years, with 100,000 plus people holding and claiming degrees they didn't actually have. Of course, they're all coming in from India, but that's a different conversation for a different time. But lots of cancellations happened, and a lot of people are lining up to see what this may be, except Trump says cancel it. That's right. Slamming the overpriced third-rate artist his organization is booked. He's not into it. Well, I'm not sure any of that is exactly what he said, but of course, never get in the way of a good narrative. Right? The beautiful Deeple. Good to see you, friend. Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu opens to series low 98 million. That's right. We reduced this. We said this would happen. If you were watching us last week, we told you. Does it even matter? No, it doesn't. Josh Tomorrow is out there trying to tell people that the fake news media, which is the media, places like the Hollywood Reporter, were telling you a lie by reporting the facts of the numbers on the ground at the box office. Even Exhibitor Relations, the people who actually know the numbers, gave us the same numbers, which basically says Star Wars is a disaster and Disney destroyed it. Scripps. That's right. Scripps is a big organization now. They own 54 local stations, an affiliate group. They went dark on DirecTV amid retransmission dispute. Well, that's going to lose them a lot of advertisement dollars. Moving on, we've got MIA suing Kid Cudi for $2.8 million because she was kicked off of the Rebel Rangers tour because she happens to be more right-leaning politically. And that's a no-no. And in fact, if you don't toe the line with the commies, they usually kick you out. Or worse. I mean, talk to the artists that were no longer with us after they used them to provide bread and circuses to, accomplish their goals way back when. Hacks went out on its own terms, which I don't care. At least that's the headline, anyway. This is one of those things I never understood why anybody cared. I mean, there are plenty of hacks in my daily life. I didn't need a show about them. Moving on, Wall Street pushed to open with gains in oil and other places. Iran trade strikes are really starting to affect that entire region. Although I'll tell you what, they are better off without the turmoil that was Iran. We'll see how that works out. The war actually is forcing farmers to seek fertilizer alternatives. Like, you mean the old days, like using cow fertilizer and compost? You mean like the way I garden naturally, more healthy instead of the artificial Haber-Bosch method that was, requiring huge amounts of energy to create false inputs? Yeah. United Airlines flight to Spain had to turn back in Newark because of a possible security threat. That was a wild thing to hear as I was boarding a plane yesterday. California air regulators have an update on key climate program. Pushback from environmentalists, who cares? They don't know anything anyway and have been selling us a bill of goods for years. Stick around because we've got a bear story coming up with Vidya and bonus time. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Let's get into it. That's right. We've got bonus time today, and then we have Midnight's Edge in the morning, in the evening. Ain't we got fun? In the morning, in the evening, ain't we got fun? What we do have is a bear in Edina. Yeah, an Edina bear sighting. We need to shrinkage this. Pretend like you're going whitewater rafting like I did. I actually have video of that I'm going to share with you. But let's take a look at this black bar. Black bar. Okay, let's try again. I'm glad you can't hear that. Now they're sorry, I apologize for the commercial. Okay, let's get to the bear story. There it is. This looks remarkably familiar to an area I was near. There's the bear coming down up there. See him? See him? Gotta love trail cameras. Just kinda wandering through, hanging out, saying hi to a new house that isn't even occupied, I don't think. Yikes. All right. Well, there was that, and there we go. And wherever you go, there you are. But we've got other stories to get to. I had to give you the bear story because it's bonus time. And I have to say thank you to everybody out there who contributed while I was gone. And I didn't get a chance to even read some of those super chats. I want to say a big shout out and thank you to Staccato DDS, who may or may not be here, but you should know I do appreciate the attempt at a super chat. Um, the minute I boarded the train in Dollywood, the signal cut out. Probably because the music was playing. I don't know otherwise why. Daniel Alpine, good to see you, friend. You are worried, I can tell, for a $20 super duper chat. Thank you for that, my friend. Saying the news about Amazon MGM AI stuff has me spiraling. No need. No need. Clownfish TV didn't help because they said it was the inevitable future. I'm going to tell you something that I heard directly from a professional in the industry. AI is only going to get you so far. You're still going to need everybody in the industry. Not quite as many bodies, but people that know their stuff, from animators to writers to directors to sound engineers. Yes, AI will have an impact, but no more so than the electric light bulb or the flash bulb in photography, or, automobiles replacing the horse-drawn carriage. The industry will change, but it will be fine, my friend. I promise you. I will not live in a world where all movies and cartoons are AI slop, and you won't have to. I just illustrated the two most popular films out there right now, created by creators like you and I, Daniel. Um, they're just YouTubers. They wrote two horror films. They didn't have to spend a lot of money, and now they're making tenfold what they spent on them. Sorry, that's perfect. It's exactly what we want. If you can open up over 70, 80 million dollars and you only spent 700,000, that's the future I want, Daniel. Now, to some extent, AI can help you. on your path, but it isn't going to replace people. And I'm going to keep saying it. You guys don't have to believe me. I'm telling you the truth. The truth, spelled TROOFF. Truth. All right. And for $5 says, I'm starting to question if Clownfish TV is worth listening to anymore. No, you know what? I think Neon and Cambria are perfectly fine. They write great articles. And, I even watch them, guys. I mean, from time to time when I have time. I have a list of creators I make sure to watch, and they fall into that list somewhere. I'll say that it's nice to hear other people's perspective on things I've already done commentary and analysis on. And people who were involved in the industry are people we should be listening to. That's the world that Cambria and Neon both came out of. So I'm going to always say and err in on the side of the creator, and that's why I don't get involved in any drama. So let me just put your mind at ease that their perspective is maybe shared by others. All right, Daniel, I promise they're not going to be they won't be naysayers forever. I mean, I still believe in them. I still think they're going to create their own comics and things like that. So until they stop doing that, because they're able to replace it with other things, then we'll talk. Daniel, again, my goodness, my friend, you must have hit the lottery. This is a lot of super chats for another five. Says, is it bad that I'm willing to give Toy Story 5 a chance? No, not at all. Um, look, there are members of my family that are absolutely head over heels on that one, or heels over head in this case. Very excited that it's coming out. And with who it's starring. So I wouldn't worry too much. Just to preview the next story, we're going to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu and the implosion over there. So stick around, don't go anywhere. I think you're going to enjoy that story. And finally, another $5 super duper chat from our good friend Daniel Alpine, who is single-handedly sponsoring the show, it seems. Do you honestly think the Gen Z will save cinemas and physical media? Yes, I do. Look, currently in the world, everybody needs outlets, and sports aren't really a viable one anymore. I used to be an advocate for professional sports. I mean, it didn't hurt that my family was in some ways involved in them, but um, I'll just say it this way. Um, Eventually, that went by the wayside. The one thing that's been tried and true since before I opened my eyes on this earth has been cinema, film, flickering pictures, 24 frames a second, which we arrived at because it was comfortable. It perfectly aligned with the way our brain works, which is why changing to 30 frames a second was a lazy alternative, but actually as equally satisfying. And it just kind of naturally tunes into where we are in our brain. Just like there's certain frequencies that work for us, that's what works for us visually. So there's no other way to go about doing it. You can add more frames per second, 60 frames per second, 120 frames, 240. Your refresh rate can increase, all of these other things. But what's satisfying to us is something that's a multiple of that number. And just like that's not going to change, maybe we have even more fast refresh frame rate. Maybe we do. But the future is going to be physical media. They're gonna have to go back to film. Why? Because if you watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, one of the reasons that I think that was off-putting to some people was the artificial particle effects that were laid over. And I saw an example, courtesy of somebody I was hanging out with over the course of the last week, people that I got to meet. I got a chance to see what happens when you add uh, over the top grunge kinds of filters or film grain filters or something like that. And it really did improve the quality of the film. That's why you're starting to see actual filmmakers go back to using film. Why? There is a depth to cellulose that does not exist digitally. Not only that, you have lazy filmmaking. Daniel, you'll appreciate this. Um, Lazy filmmaking is when they don't even bother to color grade. They take it raw. I know that sounds dirty, but it's not. That's a film process. They pull it straight out of red or raw, and they don't even bother to color grade it or do any timing. Nothing. There's no adjustment out of camera, and there needed to be. And look, they're starting to also learn that when you film in a volume or in a stagecraft scene where you have screens behind the actors at 270 degrees or even more if you add the screens that make up the sky overhead. That's another thing they're doing now in shot. Um, they're starting to realize that that has a depth problem and it doesn't actually create shadows. Things are not lit. It doesn't feel natural. It pulls you out. It rings or reeks of TV show, which is something that this film absolutely stank of, in my opinion. So we'll get to the story in just a moment. But first, WJB Daily in the house. Good to see you, friend, for $2. Says AI cost and does not generate a profit equals bubble. You know what? I read, because I had plenty of time yesterday. It took me a long time to get across the country. We could talk about why, but if as soon as I turn into a big YouTube star, I might start flying direct again. But I'm a retired guy now. I'm on a YouTube income. So, but anyway, um, so it took me a while to get across the country, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It gives me opportunity to read, which I love to read. I have precious little time to do it in these days. And for those of you who send me things to read, like Caveat Ties and others, I just want to say thank you because you guys are contributing to me getting back to doing one of the things I love, which is to read. I like to consume the written word in many forms, including prose. I like poems. I like think pieces. Walter Tomaszewski has sent me things to read. Many of you have, and for that I am grateful. But I'll just say this: I agree with this sentiment. This is honestly, if you're looking at it as an investor, and I'm not going to give you investment advice, you need to go consult an actual professional. Don't ever listen to a YouTuber. Don't listen to Valiant Renegade. Don't listen to that guy. Go talk to a pro. I'm just going to say Valiant's probably a, pretty decent guy to listen to. But don't listen to a YouTuber. Go and talk to a professional person you trust and have built a relationship and has built a relationship with you. Anyway, um, but to say that we're on the precipice of another bubble, the likes of which we'd never seen before, that's going to make the .com bubble look like it was, a rainy Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. Do I see that? Yeah. It's based on a lot of false premises or a false premise, singular. Yeah, let's just say that. But the deal on paper between Nvidia and even Elon's company doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So there's that. Grim Dark's in the house. Good to see you, friend. Magically MJ. I'm gonna have to talk to her today. We're gonna we got work to do, guys. We're gonna start giving you more shows, more stuffs and things, which means I need to have more peoples, the beautiful peoples, helping me. That's right. So I'm gonna be reaching out to her today. Magnify's in the house, Tom. Tom is a contributor everywhere. We love Tom. But look, I'm going to be honest with you. This from WJB Daily is an accurate assessment of the situation. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I think in the second hour over on that Park Place this morning, if I'm permitted to be there. I may have worn my welcome thin with all of those amazing humans because I got a chance to meet almost everybody. I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't know, but real life fake wizard is an awesome, awesome guy. Good fellow. I like him an awful lot. So, let's see. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who didn't think Pro was real, he's real. WW Pro is real. I get to water his plants. That was fun. Battle Tricks, Wepa Casino. Hello, Battle Tricks. Yeah, over there on the rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. What else we got? We got Dr. Jill over there, Crazy White Boy, and Low Spec Linux Gaming. What's going on, Jeff? Good to see you, buddy. Depot, the beautiful Depot. We got lots of great people over there this morning. Of course, Ms. Pick Cafe is keeping everybody in check because she's a chess master. Did you get this? Juliet sent a super chat before the beginning of the stream. I probably didn't. Let me double check. I'm gonna check, man. That's gonna get me in trouble. I grew up with that, so that was slang to me. I did not get the super duper chat from the lovely Juliet, but I will acknowledge it and say amazing. And thank you. You guys have been financially boosting the show. That's a huge deal, guys. It also leads to more viewership on the tubes, by the way. Anyway, let's get into this article because Marvin wrote it. Wrote it yesterday, as a matter of fact. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't even know. The calendar is a mystery. It was Saturday. So from Saturday. We knew this was going to happen Thursday, by the way. Yeah. This is the other danger is if you get all of us together and we start to use our brains together, it's terrifying what we can do. You're not going to be able to escape the conversation about the Mandalorian and Grogu because it's going to be everything we talk about for a while. This is everything that's wrong with media. It is in a microcosm the failure of Disney, not just Star Wars. Everything that Disney put their fingers in that were boy brands that they tried to force to girl brands, something that was said many moons ago by yours truly and people like Chris Gore and Roddick. A few of us really understood what was happening and calling it out really early on. So, yeah. The first Dragon Queen says, "Did you see your blueprints for Pro Bot on Twitter?" I did not. Do you know Steve's shirt size? I do not. He's a fairly big fella. You can ask him directly. No reason up to no good. Oh, I bet you are. I love you, dear. By the way, for those of you who sent me things before the trip, I have to get those to Pro. I apologize. Though that's on me because I didn't make it to the postal station before I had to go to the airport. I ran out of hours in the day. I know it's hard to believe, but they will be sent this week. So everything that you wanted Pro to have will be sitting in his lap by the end of the week or next weekend or this coming weekend, I should say. By the time you've seen Masters of the Universe. So anyway, the Mandalorian and Grey Goose imploded Friday to Friday with an 80.8% drop, about a 70% drop overall for the entire weekend. And that is not making it up. Josh D'Amaro went out there and tried to play defense on this. You can't. Facts don't care about your feelings, Josh. You know, I'm just gonna say it. And your stuff and the way we've spoken about you honestly before, in a way of admiration, yeah, that's gonna wear thin. Your goodwill is already wearing thin. You're coming out, you're attacking people, and you're wrong. Disney is a farm factory of awful right now. It is a communist controlled entity full of ideology, ideologues, and your own political bias. You're no better than Iger at this point, Josh. I know that hurts, might hurt your feelings. It's an accurate assessment. And your leadership will be, well, replaced by the chick that they put in a new job just to tuck her away, kind of like they did with the last chick that was worthless in a position of power. Eventually, you got rid of her, but she was only put in place because she met a set of metrics that you yourself were all about. Anyway, Disney's hopes of launching a theatrical comeback for Star Wars appealed to be unraveling at light speed. After falling behind horror films Obsession and Backrooms, which I accidentally called Backdoors, during the week, The Mandalorian and Grogu has now suffered what may be the most damaging box office setback yet. I love the way that's worded. According to the industry tracking shared by box office analyst, I have to be careful about how I say that, Luis Fernando, a notorious shill on X, the film plunged approximately 80.8 5% on its opening Friday, marking the steepest Friday to Friday decline over the ever recorded by Disney era Star Wars movie. That's right. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Tanking, baby. Yep. Didn't even This did not give you even a solo. If you adjust for inflation, it really didn't give you anything close to solo because those earnings were so low. You didn't think that anything could come in under it. Mandalorian and Grey Goose to the rescue. Even more alarming, the latest projections suggest that the Mandalorian and Grey Goose could finish its second weekend with a drop approaching 70%, a figure normally associated with films suffering from weak word of mouth and rapidly fading audience interest. And my argument would be because it was at the beginning, before it even came out, awareness was there, interest was not for this film. Sorry, you've whittled down your audience to such a degree that you have a cadre of mentally ill that are the only ones really kind of supporting this for the most part. There are some people that are still genuinely enjoying it. And for that, I'm glad you enjoyed something. Honestly, I said as much in the comments for the videos when people were not exactly reacting stellarly to my initial comments. And I was not unflattering at all. I gave the film a 7 out of 10. And by the time I finished the weekend, it had slid to about a 6 out of 10. So if I were recording that now, if I were going to record my review now, I would recount the number of times I got bored because the pacing was awful. And because they artificially inserted puppet cuteness where there should have been story. There was a lot of tell, don't show. And that's not what filmmaking is. There was a lot of unnecessary nonsense with a female leader of a squadron that included Dave Filoni Baloney. That's a whole other conversation. But for a franchise that Disney hoped would return Star Wars to blockbuster dominance, the numbers paint a very different picture. Of course they do. It failed. The first warning signs appeared earlier in the week when The Mandalorian and Grey Goose surrendered the number one spot in the box office to a surprise horror sensation Obsession. Then it got worse. By the way, I've seen this movie before with Sinners last year, and while I did not enjoy it, it's out there as well. And by Thursday, Disney's latest Star Wars film had slipped all the way to third place behind Obsession and newcomer Back Rooms. Now, Friday, estimates indicated that the movie has posted the largest Friday to Friday drop, which it did. KB Hugs 71 out there. Where are you gonna find a KB toy store? Where are you gonna see KB? Are you with Pro about TS5 being able to heavy lift the debt that this movie created? You looked like you flinched a little when he said it. Yes or no? I've seen audience. Okay, so it's not true in my own family, but I've seen audience objections to Toy Story 5 already, similar to the ones that came about because 4 was just not a very good film. I think the question about Tom Hanks that still looms large over a lot of things in life, um, will have some people questioning whether or not they should support the film in the first place. There's that. Um, I do think that the film will be successful. Is it gonna hit the billion? That's really the question. Will it will it be able to elevate the company out of, cinematic debt for this year? It'll help, but here's the problem for Disney. Hoppers is a rudimentary failure at the root. It is no matter what they wanna couch it as or they left it in theaters for an extended period of time. They've tried to pretend that it remained relevant. In fact, let's see, is it still in theaters now? Let me double check. Yes, it is. Um, Hoppers did $41,000 this last weekend in box office earnings. Now, mind you, it's down to 50 theaters, but it's been released digitally for a while. But they are so desperate for this film to close in on $200 million domestically, which it is not close to. They've had it in theaters for 87 days. I'm going to give them 3 more days to get to 90 for them to decide it was futile, because the average earning out of those 50 theaters is $820 a screen. It's not enough money. So, yeah. Yeah, so to answer your question, and a very well worded one at that. Um I think TS5 can lift Disney from the gutter, or out of the gutter of debt that this film created, the Mandalorian and Grogu's. But I don't know if it's gonna be able to offset what again, I could be very wrong. I usually am. On one film a year, I am polar opposite of what actually happens, and I'm okay with that. I would not be a good analyst, or a commentator if I didn't allow for the room to be wrong. Everybody should allow for that. You can make a mistake here and there. That's how you grow. It gives you an opportunity to look back at what you didn't understand before so that you don't draw that same conclusion again. And yet, I still seem to do it once a year. But when it comes to Avengers Doomsday, I think that's going to be another corporate setback for Disney minus and everything else associated. And at this point, everything about Disney is minus. It's not just the channel, the streaming service. Everything that they have their paws in, and that includes, unfortunately, Hulu, FX, all of the other stuff that they have acquired, has some people that look at it with questioning faces. There's more scrutiny on Disney and what they do now. They celebrated 100 years with one of the worst animated films I'd ever seen. The story was awful, and everything was driven by politics of it all. Josh wants to throw shade at the vocal minority. Dude, it's the vocal majority that are telling you to get out of politics and start to make actual things again. Unhinge yourself from communism and the messaging, and let your company run free. But to answer this question more succinctly, I think Toy Story 5 will definitely bring the company out of the red, but I don't think it'll be far enough to offset the red that's coming because of, well, Avengers Doomsday. I think that truly is Doomsday. Speaking of Doomsday, Chuck, thank you, buddy. Chuck drops a Culture Casino membership in the chat. Thank you, Chuck. You are awesome. You've been just taking care of everybody today. Multiple super chats, gifting out Grim, the Grim Dark, or otherwise known as Infeata, a membership to the channel. Welcome back. Randall Orser goes absolutely bonkers. What generosity he shows from the Great White North. Gifting 20 Culture Casino memberships out there. Hello and thank you. By the way, that gives a lot of people the green magic, which means when I make a video for tomorrow, there's going to be members first tied to it, so you'll likely see that tonight. Be on the lookout for that. Man, there's a lot of great people just got those green names, the green ones. All right. Some people like green M&Ms. You know what? For all of that, you all deserve something else. In fact, y'all deserve a clip. And no, I'm not going to play Pedro Punishment. No. You guys, because first of all, we got 21, 22 memberships today, which is really helps. We got to get to 1,000. We're closing in on it, courtesy of all of you. Many of you who had memberships last month need to remember, doesn't cost that much. It's like a cup of coffee once a month. That's all it is for a membership here. $2, I think. That's where they start anyway. We got a high roller stream this Saturday. Maybe following that up with a regular member stream. If you're a member, you can hang out with us. Those are fun. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But you guys deserve a clip. You do. And you know what? I'm going to give you a simple thanks. True story.
Wow, it's generous. I don't really get that kind of money, but glad you do, so thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Randall Orser, and to everybody else today who contributed to this show. You are amazing. You're amazing. Pops is in the house. Wow. Wow. WJB Daily just became a member. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. It does make a huge difference if you voluntarily decide I might be worth it. Anyway, I appreciate that and thank you. That kind of support's amazing. Tom F has a song for me that I'm going to take a look at after the show and maybe add that into the Pedro punishment, the Pedro tax, we should call it. Pedro tax? I don't know. I feel bad about Pedroing you. I really do. Pedro punishment? That's worse than a body positivity YouTube friendly. You think so, Snowdub? I don't know. If you guys don't, if you ever get a chance to check out the Cotton Council or any of the other wonderful shows hosted by my friend Snowdub, he will give you the body positivity breaks, whether you want them or not. We got Blacka out there saying, I love Pedro. Some people do. That's all right. Duncan Blackthorn is here. I like peanut M&Ms. You know what? I like that little crunch. Now, if you have a peanut allergy, you can't have them. Red M&Ms are best, says Texas 84. Well, there's that. Texas with the gifties. That's right. We got more gifties from Texas 84. 5 Culture Casino gifties. It's truly, truly wonderful. You know what? I'm going to play another clip. Why not? I got him. This is courtesy of the great and powerful Steve.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
That's right. We do it to appease the YouTube overlords. Anyway. Jill Powers is thanking WJB Daily for upgrading. Thanks for your rewards upgrade. That's right. We appreciate it. Here on the channel, there's our buddy Snowdub. Check him out. He's great. I'm a masochist. I love me some Pedro. Well, let me accommodate. Yeah, see. Find my way to you. See, I got falsetto. All right, who else is out there? Lots of good people. No to Pedro, says Ms. Pig Coffee. All right. One member chat from our good friend Walter Tomaszewski. Thank you for your most recent letter. I'll be grabbing that later today to read. The boss collected that while I was on the road. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. I have a pretty good job. You guys really. Seriously. Walter, the man himself. Been here for a minute, 21 months in all so far as a member, which I appreciate. Says, hope you like the package I'd recently sent you, my friend. I will be taking a look at it later today. I will be. I have 7 packages in total to open. Some of them are being redirected to other people. That's my fault. If you ever want to, it does take me about a week for turnaround at least. This time it's taking me 2 weeks for turnaround, unfortunately. And again, that's because I was silly and ran out of time and I had to be up at the before crack of dawn. Sorry, there's another term I usually use there, and I'm trying to keep it kid friendly in the audience there. So yeah. But anyway, Walter, thank you, friend. Jonas sent me a thing. I got something from Jonas and his family. So you guys, I really do. I can't say enough thank yous to those of you who do send me things. First of all, it's like Christmas. It's every day for me because of y'all. Not just because I get to do shows with y'all, but because Georgia Peach did not like the Pedro punishment. Okay. Uh anyway. So oh, by the way, there's no more summer sizzle, at least not with Pedro. So I was promised with talent on loan from Walt. Speaking of which, Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle dropped another $2 make you holla super duper chat to say, so when will they do a Lego Pedro glow stick? That might be a little pointy. Might be a little scratchy. You ever step on a Lego? Anyway, I don't know, but you could probably make one your own self now. Pedro licking the rainbow stick. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt y'all. I don't want to hurt y'all. What was that from? That was a song. That was a drop in a song. Marcus Felix, what's up? Culture Casino. Look at those icons dropping those emojis. Love it. Brody. Being on the road with your bros is a bro road trip. A Brody. Yep, I was brodying it up. I have video of me whitewater rafting, kids. You're going to get to see me be part of a team paddling. Not like that. You dirty people. I know some of you thinking paddling's a different thing. I'm just saying. Cool as a cherry popsicle. There you go. Lady Gamester, thank you for staying in touch this weekend. It was nice to see your commentaries on even my ineptness. The boomer live streams that everybody loved. CC is at half strength since that power is redirected to regrow that fabulous mane. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I cut off 7 inches and it's already at the bottom of my collar. Hair is going to grow. I'm going to have to actually maintain it because I don't know that I'll do another donation. And if I do, it's going to be maybe a couple of years down the road. So I kind of like the shoulder length of hair. Very John Wick looking. So we'll see about that. The beard is likely to come in faster now. Look at that. It's already feeling out. Feeling out. Touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline. Sorry. Pedro is no bueno, says Chuck. You're right, Chuck. Chuck, thank you today. You've been amazing. Thank you for your support. My bad, says Snowdub. I am just disturbed about Pedro as the rest of us. All right, fair enough. Pedro is Batman. I'm Batman. By the way, Adam West had a good point. He never had to say, I'm Batman. Everybody knew he was Batman. Why did Christopher Nolan make it? He was already starting to think the audience is dumb. That's why he thinks he's going to get away with the Odyssey. That's going to be a flaming trash fire that smells like a dung heap. Wow, Odyssey looks like it's going to be rough. Find my way to you. All right, Duncan's out of here. Duncan Blackthorn, the great legendary one. Got to go to work. Glad I caught it live this time. Bye. I'll have a nice day. You too, friend. KB, where are you going to find a KB Hug Store? Hey, for 5, Culture Casino Cash says, on a plus note, oh, okay, I like that. Nick Cage kicked butt in Spider Noir. I haven't seen it yet. I will. I'll be watching that tonight, probably. Absolutely digging the Sam Spade vibe. It looks good. Someone did their homework, black and white all day, and that's how I'll watch it. And then I'll watch it in color afterwards. But that's why I really loved Godzilla -1 minus color. It was totally worth going back to IMAX to see it again. Amazing stuff. Amazing neat. So there's that. By the way, we've got Midnight's Edge in the morning coming up next, I think, and then I'll be headed over to Pro. You can go anywhere you want to go, but my redirect is going to guide you over to Midnight's Edge in the morning. I would not be more excited if there were two of me. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm so hip. I'm like two pairs of pants. So double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Why? Well, because a lot of people got unsubscribed while I was having my time off. Either they got bored of me or something nefarious happened. I wonder if it was nefarious. Let's see. But today's a very special Midnight's Edge in the morning. Why? I think it might be somebody's birthday. So I'm setting up my redirect as we speak. Speak. And then I got to go make some breakfast. But I'll stay here for a few more minutes. I can't shave my beard. I'll look like I'm 12. That's the other thing. If I take all the hair off my face and the gray is gone, I look very cherubesque. True story. I have high cheekbones and a little cheek fat. Makes me look way younger than I are. Keep it short. You look years younger. That's right, Lady Gamester. And you know what? You're not the only one who says that. The boss says that. My mom says that. And then I remind him I grow my hair to donate for people who went through cancer. So there you go. Like the goatee, you should keep it. I have had channel surf, and you know this, my friend. I have had for the majority of my life a goatee. I've never really had the full beard until recently. So, but yeah, we'll go back. We'll take this down. I have a new barber, so and I trust them, so maybe that's good. Oh, and by the way, when I was in my new home state, I just haven't moved there yet. In Tennessee, I found a barber. So that's all I need, you guys. I need a barber. I need some Amish folks so I can get my buildings built. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, between the Amish and the Mennonite community, I'm not going to lack for anything. I'll say. Chuck says, I like the new look culture. Thank you, friend. Thank you. And Blackia is correct. Christopher Nolan is a hack. Hacky sack. Battle Tricks says, I'm finally going to chop mine off. Just got to schedule it. That's where I was. I needed to schedule it. I had to get it done before I left, though. So. Nick is a great actor. He comes from a family of entertainment business specialists, including his dad, Coppola. Randall Orser, someone was whining about the pacing, and I just don't get that. It's not an action flick, but a detective noir show. I'll watch it. I'm not going to worry about that because I know what I'm in for. I like the Sam Spade vibe that it was giving off, which was commented on here just a moment ago. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, look, Texas 84 and many others. I'm going to tell you, I got no end. There was an endless stream of compliments when I was traversing the nation. So yeah. I found out that even though I've corrected the majority of my stutter, it still shows up once in a while. It showed up in a video yesterday, day before yesterday, I think. I did not edit that video. That is straight to camera. That's the other thing that I learned. Some people, like me, go straight to camera. And the only thing we cut out is like the long, awkward pauses or something like that, or to add like little video clips or pictures or something to keep people's attention. That's why I edit. I edit that. Maybe the occasional, whatever. But then I talk to people who script like some of what they say, which I understand. Like I'll outline videos. Like if I have like 5 points, it's like an essay. Like when I write, if you read what my writing over on That Park Place, it's kind of like a 5 or 6 paragraph essay. It's, and we always have a summary statement and then, solicitation for query, the opportunity to participate. That's the way I was taught to write. So, but that's also how I do media. So, and that's why oftentimes it takes me a while to finish my point when I'm on video streams with other people, which they don't understand that I've already structured out what I'm going to say, including all like if there's a tangent, I've also actually got that in my brain for how I tie it in because it's called a tie-in. So, and then I naturally segue into the next part of the conversation for whoever's the host or the next person to speak or whatnot. Anyway, so I learned on this trip that some people script every word. And that there's nothing wrong with that. Please don't misunderstand. It's just I'm one of those talk to camera guys because I want to. It's like I'm talking to you. I want to have a conversation with you. Does that make sense, or am I crazy? I think I might be crazy. It's all right. But Theliato's in the house. I never saw -1 in color, only in black and white and gray. Wasn't that amazing? Theliato was fantastic. Black Yes for says, can't watch you all the time. I got stuff to do sometimes. It's okay. It's all right. Stuff to do. All right. I lost over 30 subs last month. YouTube is purging. It's purging again. Oh no. That's right. It is Tom's birthday. So that's the redirect for this morning. Although I will be popping over to from Midnight's Edge in the morning after the first hour. I'll be popping over like Mary Poppins over onto that Park Place live if they let me in the door. Sometimes they don't let me in. You guys, I mean, I'm a little tough to take. Let's just be honest. Luke's here. Luke's not tough to take. He's got great stuff. He's on his third book. Go support Luke right now. Bet Tom. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Someday you will want to look younger. That's true. And then I'll shave off everything. By the way, my favorite beard ever, I think I highlighted him a minute ago, is that Channel Surf guy. In real life, he looks like his avatar. He is the most amazing man in the universe. Truly. Truly. I am getting my commune ready. Actually, it's a compound. The idea is to have many, many guest houses. I'm gonna solicit family and entertainers to make their entertainment there. I'm building a studio, a small sound stage, in addition to the house, the animal outbuildings, and the greenhouses. So I will have a compound. Speaking of compound, check out Scooby Pup. How you doing, Scoobs? Good to see you. I'm back. So let me know when you want me to showed up. Because I showed up. Oh, I'm going to be my interview with Nat and the Guy is coming up in the next few days, so keep an eye out on their channel, the English one, because while I do use Spanish occasionally, I am not as fluent as obviously Nat and the Guy are, so that's unfair. Lady Gamester says, "Be careful if there are Mennonite bakeries; they make the best." I know. I brought home soap. I picked up heirloom seeds to bring home. I'm so excited. You guys don't even know. Hugs says, not being a YouTube chat snob, I can't figure out how to reply on chat. This is a great community. I agree. 100%. And thank you so much for your contributions during the course of the stream. We have the very lovely Davina Duckworth out there, who I still want to call Davinia. So, yell at me. Has gone insane. There is no audience, only bots. There is no audience, only Zool. And a man talking to himself in front of a camera. Well, you guys are great bots. Then. You're my favorite bots. Don't you know you're my favorite mistake? Don't you know you're my favorite mistake? Star Wars Nikki, hello and welcome to the insanity. Existential horror. That's right. And that's horror, not the other word. Okay? YouTube. Come on now. Culture's Island. Well, if it were, hey, I have to build a moat. I don't want to build a moat. But I will build proper. What we in the gardening community we call it edges, which really just means borders. So you start first with a hedgerow, and then your enormous shade trees, um, your climbers, your 30, 40, 50 footers. That way you keep them away from buildings and things they could crush later. But at the same time, you form boundaries. Your boundary plants are some of the most important because within that is where you build your pollinators and your aromatics. So lots of herbage. I mean herbs, not the green devil's lettuce, guys. Come on, calm down. But that's where you build that's where you build out that stuff to bring in the good bugs and keep away the bad bugs. um, Aromatics like that, like basil and stuff like that, repel the bad bugs. Most people don't know that, but you can like and again, fortunately in Tennessee, there's not really a mosquito problem. Um, the fogging back in the 50s and 60s probably solved that issue, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Kyujin, what's up? Hello, hello. We got so much going on. Hang on. It says today's message: Disney sucks. Well, that's true. That was me. I said, when did I say that? Look, I love Star Wars. I've been very disappointed. How about that? Briscoe Rob in the house says, I saw friends from 12 years ago on the weekend. They want to put me in a bubble full of smoke and make me mosh in a stadium crowd. That might be weird, man. Make sure you get a video of that. I might watch that on YouTube. And Matt G's here. Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swifty. Talking about the gifties. Yeah. Putin the Third says with razor wire, not so much. Not so much. I need a death maze. A maze of death corn. No. We might do on the property. Like, I promise you, I assure you, by the second or third year there, you literally are going to be able to drive on property through a winter wonderland because I'm going to like put up Christmas lights like a crazy human and time them to music. And you just tune your car radio to the right channel, and I am going to entertain your family. Now I know where my cursor went. The chat. That's right. That's where it always goes. It's hard to work and listen some days. I believe me, I know. Boss, the plane, the plane. How was Dollywood? Great question. First of all, I love Pigeon Forge. Let's just talk about the surrounding area. Second, Dollywood is one of the best theme park experiences that you can have for young and old alike. The old park is still there, Silver Dollar City. That was the one of the locations there for Silver Dollar City. That's the park I remember because I was young. The Dollywood portion, which has the coasters and all. By the way, the new hybrid coaster, the water slash roller coaster thing that is being built, looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. Beep, 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 beep. And I cannot wait to go back to get on it. It's going to open probably in the next 6 to 8 weeks or sometime this summer. And yeah, I'll be back there anyway because I need to write a big check for land. So yeah. How about the last Saturday of June? That'll work fine. Just make sure you hit me up ahead of time. Hey, yeah, that's right. We love seeing Bean. Sean Bean's amazing. Yeah, don't eat the soap. Don't bend over to get the soap. Don't drop it either. Just start with the not dropping part. Yeah. But I did absolutely love Dollywood, guys. I truly did. WJB. We had so much fun. Um, I can't wait to go again and do a better job of it this time. I'm going to get again with your kind help. I'm going to pick up one of those Insta 360 cameras, so literally you'll be able to watch me shoot a video in Dollywood, and that camera I'll like mount it on my head or whatever. That camera will catch, or maybe a shoulder mount, and you'll essentially be able to capture everything in 360 degrees. And in YouTube, actually allows you because you can use 3D video. You can actually change your perspective on what you see versus what I'm looking at, which is cool stuff. But yeah, I did it. I love Dollywood. The food, I ate my way through that park. My diet was completely abandoned at Dollywood. So there you go. We're building planners for the front. That's awesome. That's awesome. Battle tricks. Battle tricks. Mr. DeMark, how are you doing? How do you reply back to others in chat when I check a name? It only allows me to report instead of saying hello. Actually, all you have to do is put the @ symbol and then start to type their name. It should automatically propagate. Then click that. It'll put their name, boom, right in the chat, and then type your message. And then they'll see it because they got a point of reference. Their name will be highlighted or outlined or, yeah, highlighted. So, yeah. Ba-ba-ba. Imagine Culture's place will resemble the Shire in Lord of the Rings. It might. I'm not exactly, Shaquille O'Neal, so, Hobbit Hole might work for me. That's right. We do check out my website, Beachpunk, not Beach Spunk, beachpunk.com, beachpunk.com. You can get all kinds of merchandise there for not just myself, but also for Comics Division and all of the wonderful personalities that are part of the program over on Comics Division on Monday and Thursdays. We're going to start making that thing come back. Come back. Mr. DeMark says, vote. There you go. Will you make a video of your Christmas lights and music? Of course I will. Yeah, like I said, on year 2 or 3, when we've had time and spent all of the money, I'm going to take probably some proceeds from this channel and go crazy. I'll have parallax controllers, music sequencers, the whole 9 yards. Will do it all up right. I'll employ some of my haunts education when I was setting up haunts, building animatronics and lighting and all of that and sound back in those days. Oh my goodness. Why do all my hobbies turn into jobs, guys? How does that happen? Getting the kid a dental appointment. That's good. I actually have to get back to the dentist soon. Want to get one last pass at some of my teeth that I think my coffee have permastained. I don't know. Hoshi says, drifting in, sleepy, but here. Well, I'm glad you're here. Just don't drift off. Woo-hoo. Create a culture land. Lots of rides. I don't know about that. Random petting zoo. Well, that's not going to be a problem. You're not going to reach a hole in the bar. Okay, let's not do that. But Southern hospitality is important to me. I was shown it the entire time I visited. Everybody, I got to see so many different people. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. There's Morgan King. Yeah. See, at Mr. DeMark symbol. Thank you, Ms. Pig Cafe. By the way, our next stop on the tour of horrors, or the Treehouse of Horrors, whatever it is going to be over on Midnight's Edge in the morning, although I will also be attending That Park Place live, which goes live at the same time. So I'll be an hour over at Tom's birthday / box office fest, and then I will be hopefully joining WDW Pro and the amazing crew over there, which likely I would imagine will be Magically MJ and Ron from Follow the Bradleys Fun. That's usually what we do on Mondays. Those of you out there, I just want to say I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being around, even when I wasn't last week as much as I wanted to be. I really did. I really wanted to do more live, but as you saw, I'm not as good with the phone as I am with the computer. So there's that. On that note, I will say this in this wonderful way and say thank you to everyone with all the kind messages, the member chats, the super chats, and the gifted memberships, the gifties. Thank you so very much. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real. When injustice strikes, I strike back.